Have you ever wanted to make art that pops off the page? Imagine creating something that feels so real, you could almost reach out and touch it. 3D art does just that. It brings your ideas to life in a way that traditional art simply can't. It might sound tricky, but it's easier than you think. With the right tools and a bit of practice, anyone can master it. With a few simple steps, you can create amazing 3D pictures right on your computer. From basic shapes to complex designs, the possibilities are endless. This isn't about being a technical whiz. You don't need to be a computer genius to get started. It's about letting your creativity run wild. Think of it as sculpting with pixels and light. You'll learn how to use shapes, colors, and light to make your drawings come alive. The way you manipulate these elements can create stunning effects. Ready to start your 3D art journey? Let's go! Imagine making that. The excitement of seeing your imagination take form is unparalleled. In this guide, we'll walk through each step. From the initial concept to the final render, you'll have a clear path to follow. Don't worry if you're a beginner, we'll take it slow and have fun along the way. Each lesson is designed to build your skills gradually. Let's turn your imagination into 3D art. By the end of this journey, you'll be amazed at what you can create. Before we begin, let's gather our art supplies. Don't worry, you won't need paints or brushes. To create 3D art digitally, you just need a computer and some easy-to-use software. First, you'll need a program that lets you draw and paint digitally. There are many free options available online, or you can use one you already have. These programs become your digital canvas and toolbox. See? It's just like a real canvas, but on your screen. You'll use digital brushes and tools, just like you would use pencils or paints. Now, let's create our digital canvas. Open your chosen program and start a new project. Choose a size that feels comfortable, not too big, not too small. Next, select the RGB color mode. This mode allows for a wide range of colors, perfect for making your 3D art vibrant. Think of it like choosing a bright palette of colors for your masterpiece. That's it for setting up. Easy, right? Now you have a digital canvas ready for your 3D creations. Here comes the exciting part, making things pop. To create the illusion of depth, we'll use a technique called layering. Think of it like stacking paper cutouts, one on top of the other. Let's try a simple example, a cube. First, draw a square on your canvas. Then, create a copy of the square and move it slightly to the side and up. Connect the corners of both squares with lines, and voila! You have a 3D cube. See how simple changes create depth? You can use this technique to create all sorts of 3D shapes. Just remember, practice makes perfect. Section 5. Adding details. Textures and colors. Now that we have our three-dimensional shapes, let's bring them to life with textures and colors. Textures and colors are essential in making your digital art more realistic and engaging. They add depth and dimension, transforming flat shapes into lifelike objects. Look around you. Notice the rough texture of a brick wall or the smooth surface of a glass. These everyday textures can be a great source of inspiration for your digital creations. You can recreate these textures in your digital art. By observing and mimicking real-world textures, you can make your art more believable and immersive. Most drawing programs offer a variety of brushes and tools. Experiment with them. Each brush can create a different effect, so try out various options to see what works best for your project. Use a speckled brush for a rocky surface, or a smooth brush for a polished metal look. The right brush can make all the difference in achieving the desired texture. Don't be afraid to play with colors either. Colors can set the mood and tone of your artwork, making it more dynamic and interesting. Bright colors can make your art playful, while darker colors can add a touch of mystery. The contrast between light and dark colors can also create a dramatic effect. Have fun and see what works best for your three-dimensional creations. Remember, the key to great digital art is experimentation and creativity. So keep exploring different textures and colors to find your unique style. Section 6. Playing with light and shadow. Light and shadow are essential for making your three-dimensional art look realistic. They add depth, dimension, and a sense of realism that can bring your creations to life. Imagine shining a flashlight on an object. The way the light interacts with the surface can dramatically change its appearance. Notice how the light creates highlights and shadows, defining its shape. These contrasts are what give the object its three-dimensional look. We can recreate this effect in our digital art. By understanding how light works, we can manipulate it to enhance our digital creations. Use a lighter color to add highlights where the light hits your object directly. This will make those areas appear closer to the light source. Then use a darker color to add shadows to the opposite side. Shadows create the illusion of depth and can make your object look more solid and grounded. This might sound tricky, but it's all about observation and practice. The more you observe how light behaves, the better you'll become at replicating it. Pay attention to how light interacts with objects in the real world, and try to replicate those effects in your art. Study the way light falls, the way shadows form, and how different surfaces reflect light. Section 7. Final touches. Make it shine. You're almost there. Take a step back and look at your three-dimensional creation. Are there any areas that need adjustments? Maybe a shadow needs to be softer, or a color needs to be brighter. This is your chance to fine-tune your masterpiece. Play with the brightness and contrast to make your colors pop. Adjust the sharpness to make the details crisp and clear. Remember, there's no right or wrong way to create art. Trust your instincts and make it your own. Section 8. Keep creating your 3D art journey. Congratulations! You've just created your very own three-dimensional picture. Take a moment to celebrate your accomplishment. Remember, every artist was once a beginner. The most important thing is to keep practicing and experimenting. Don't be afraid to try new techniques and explore different styles. The world of three-dimensional art is full of endless possibilities. So go ahead, unleash your creativity, and see what amazing things you can create.